figure it out. But within 9 hours, probably, I could have performed 2 assays. But doing that, am I going to get paid as much as 2 workers performing 1 assay? Fuck no. I'm going to get paid for 1 more hour. So why the fuck would I do that? Makes no sense, right? There is so much waste in our current economic system, which is based off of hourly pay, that it's nuts and nobody's addressing it. But hourly pay is so wasteful to our economy. I hate it.
So what would be?
Yeah, because it's fundamentally not capturing the productive value you're generating. Jesus Christ, you're a communist, General.
I am not a communist.
But the problem that we're having is that that's how the government gets paid, right? So like the government.
Well, we just need to kill the government then.
Fucking income taxes, and so like the only way they can guarantee like their pay is to have you like there hourly. That's the fucking issue in the end of the day. Like, so they don't have any reason to fucking change it.
Yeah, but what's the alternative?
Selling time, I think, works. I think the way the government is
selling projects
viewing the time is problematic.
No, dude.
Well, the alternative is right. The alternative is number one, doing a sales tax, but then number two.
Or here's another one. How about just revert to a day rate, like a fixed day rate?
No. You know what you're talking about. It sounds like you're talking about. It sounds like you're talking about universal basic income.
No. So like you do a sales tax, right? Which means like you just capture income, and then what you do is you do piecemeal, right? So like, say everything that we do all day. I don't give a fuck whether you're a burger.
Subway is a good example.
Whatever, right? I mean, like you're gonna end up like you're gonna create so many things a fucking day, right? And you should get paid for how many things you do a day, rather than getting paid like by the many hours that you're fucking there.
Are we able to collectivize the Subway franchise, like the Subway store? Like, everyone's good at making sandwiches. Some make a little bit more than others, but like, if everyone's willing to collectivize the sandwich making thing and you get a nice equal distribution at the end of the week, like, can you do that?
No. Okay, check this out. Okay,
because that's like you gotta support people. You know what I mean?
If I were to open up my own Subway sandwich shop and employ a whole bunch of sandwich artists. What I would do is I would say, okay, look, you're getting minimum wage, but you get a dollar per sandwich, something like that. And I'm just gonna leave you be.
Everyone's gonna be fighting over the.
Wait, hold on. But yeah, $1 per sandwich. Now, what's gonna happen, right? Is one of those dudes is gonna go, wait. There's not enough customers at our Subway because I want to get those extra dollars. I want to get the extra dollar per sandwich or whatever the fuck it is. So one of those dudes is going to go outside, is going to go, hey, here's a sign, fucking Subway, buy our sandwiches, because he's incentivized, right? You got to focus on incentives when it comes to economy, not money. Yes. And what's going to happen is he's going to drive more people into my business to get more sandwiches, and then he's going to make more dollars because he's making more sandwiches.
I love this. So currently, the way of giving people overtime based on the hourly rate, while it is an incentive, it's an incentive to drag things out and be less productive.
Yeah.
I would love an actual performance bonus for like the amount of fucking bags. Like if I got a percentage of every bag of soil or mulch and product I fucking sold, bro, I'll be like all the time. Yeah, I know people don't want to fucking buy them because they can go to the hardware store and get it for $40.
Is like you should get a percentage of every job you do. That's what should happen.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Well, you can't have a business structure like that.
This is how you properly incentivize people. Paying them per hour is not an incentive. That literally incentivizes them to waste time. Like, it's such a dumb do people not understand how fucking incentive structures work?
That's so true. So that's like today, bro. Today I was gonna have 3 people.
Makes money, bro. Like, number one.
If I have an extra person in my van, it reduces my site time by 30%. It's 30% less pay for the day.
Well, again,
fuck the time.
Yeah, man. But hold on. It's like, wouldn't a system like this require people to be like experts at like many different things? Then
I'm an expert.
You don't have to be an expert to make a sandwich. You just got to make a sandwich.
Okay, sure.
The issue is the company's charging time as well.
You gotta know how to make sandwiches, because like, let's say that during the month of December, there's nobody's fucking interested in sandwiches, but January it fucking booms. So then you go and fucking make sandwiches in January. Same thing with fucking light bulbs, because you're not working now based off of your hourly wage, just how much you're actually producing that's useful to society.
You're based off the needs of society.
So then you're talking about supply and demand here. and everybody would have to be fucking skilled in multiple different things.
Well,
What? No, it just means you got to have a sandwich shop in every
this is
town.
the only point that like would end up like fucking a system, right? So you have times where, you know, like for instance, for Subway, you have to have staff there all the time, right? And so like if you had somebody said like, listen, I made, you know, I mean like $80 a day, I want to go to fuck home, right? He would just go to fuck home, right? And that would be the only problem with like this system is that you wouldn't have staff constantly at the site. You know, what I mean that would be probably
You have to
the
have
only
some,
real like downside to this shit.
Well,
sort
yeah,
of
but it would also
retainer
be.
payment.
It would
This
it would
is
also
going
be
to
like
UBI at this point, honestly, guys.
It also be like you also have to consider supply too, because I mean, like if people are just making sandwiches for nobody that buys them, it's not fucking useful at all.
No, you don't get paid for making sandwiches. You get paid for selling sandwiches.
You just
Yeah,
make
you get paid-
fuckloads of
you
them.
get
Okay,
paid how
Oh,
many
so
man.
then you're a fucking salesman. Okay.
No,
Right.
he's
So,
what
like-
he's saying is that the
I'm talking
worker
about
should get a
I'm
cut
talking
of
about
the
supply.
profits. This is like worker getting a percentage of the profits based on, you know, like the workers. Cool, they get the hourly rate. Well, why don't the workers also just get like an extra fucking performance bonus because they've done all this extra shit and made heaps of money for the boss? Like
You
that's
could-
gonna incentivize people.
You could
Big time.
even like if you had like a Starbucks, you can even communize this as in a commune. Like
Yes.
okay, like there are multiple people that are involved in making a Starbucks drink. Like you got the fucking cashier, and then someone does
Don't
the
forget the
coffee,
cow.
and someone froths the milk, and there's like 4 different people that make your coffee, and it's a thing. But like you could distribute like you know
Oh my
like
God, bro.
like a dollar from each coffee to each.
I want to
like,
say
each-
congratulations, General. You just invented a union.
I like unions. I think
That's
unions are
lovely.
cool.
That's lovely. Listen,
I-
General,
I
I want
actually-
to. I want to take your
I would-
idea.
I
and
would like to
expand it.
point out. I would like to point out that unions are actually they make complete sense, and I think that they're even necessary in national libertarianism. I don't
Listen,
know about the
we should-
international libertarianism.
We
but
should
in-
then decentralize the milk production, but essentially by unionizing the cows. So every cow gets like a social security number, and every cow they get a percentage of the
Fuck
amount of
you on,
milk
bud.
that they produce, bro.
Not like again, you wanted these. It's the same thing as the chickens that like you have this.
But that's how you do it for the
conversation.
farmer, right? You're like each cow gets individually paid for the milk it produces, and the farmer
don't-
gets to
I don't
utilize the
wanna-
cow's accounts.
I don't. But I mean, if you want to pay
Imagine-
cows, you can
imagine
pay
they're
cows. I'm not-
fueling-
I don't want to pay cows.
The funeral insurance market on chickens alone would be a $2 trillion industry overnight.
Each chicken needs a burial site. Based. No, this is good.
Why isn't there funeral insurance for chickens?
This is the sort of pointless work that I think America needs.
Yeah, bro. We need more financial instruments.
We need.
I
we
take
need to
back what I
dig-
said.
We need to dig chicken. What do you call them? When you burial sites. We need people to dig billions of chicken burial sites.
I'm deeply this serious now. I'm slightly disturbed by the amount of consciousness, like just in poultry, that we've got like caged, and you just it's like pure extortion, exploitation.
I mean, chickens
That
are
is-
dumb. I'm more worried about the pigs and the cows. You know, the proper mammals. Like factory farming of
chickens
mammals.
aren't mammals.
Yeah, but factory farming of mammals seems like pretty fucked to me. Like,
It is fucked. There's no. I don't even think there's any subjective morality on that. I think it is just if something is in a cage and
BRB.
you're
BRB.
limiting its free will, then I think it's just by default like no.
dude, I don't even believe in morality, and I think that factory farming of mammals is.
But
fucked.
there's a fine line. Like I keep my ducks in a box overnight so they don't get eaten. You
Well,
know?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
They might not want to be in there, but they don't know what they don't know. It's one
I
of
mean-
Pnoids.
I mean, like the problem that we have, right, as a whole, is that like so it's the office stuff that's kind of like the real, like so, you know, when you have like
Yeah.
paperwork you're filing all the time, right? I don't think that there's any reason, unless like you're answering fucking phones, that you need to fucking be there for 8 hours. There's no reason for any of these things.
So it should be you get the amount of money for the entire day, even if it took you all day or 1 hour.
Exactly.
Yeah, finish the project, you get paid for the project.
That
That's
makes
how
sense.
everything should operate. I don't understand why that's like so difficult to comprehend for fucking people. Like I don't get it.
Because they like time.
I mean,
Well, no,
otherwise,
I mean,
like,
there's just so much investment in this system, right? And like that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bad
yeah.
part about it. It's like it's that idea of like we keep throwing good money after fucking bad, and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Even the way one in Australia can set up their business structure is somewhat limited to like essentially a capitalist.
so I've actually
strain.
I've
Like it's hard to collectivize, and like if you want to split profits up between multiple people in the company, what you do is create a trust, like a family trust or just a trust. Everyone signs onto that, and then technically you pay everyone as an individual, so you all pay an individual income tax rate on that, and that's the way you don't pay the higher business tax rate.
so I've actually
It's all stupid though.
I've seen this in companies, right? If you pay people by the hour, then some of these people they're not interested in getting the project done, you know?
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll spend like on a project that should take them like 2 days, they'll spend the entire week because they're just going to be lackadaisical. They're just going to fucking sit around. They're just going to fucking sit on their thumb and spin whatever the fuck they want to do.
I mean, like, yeah, but it makes good business sense to do that is the problem, right? So like I've had people go like, man, listen, you know, fucking, like I'm gonna pay you like fucking $15 an hour to go do drywall or whatever. That's gonna take me a month out. I want that $15 an hour. You know what I mean?
But that's what you would call a perverse incentive, and like
here's the ridiculous situation.
I have no idea. Like straight up, I don't understand this because as far as I can tell, we have a fairly advanced economy that only functions because like workers do work. Why is it that at this point, given everything that we know about game theory and incentive structures and how ecosystems work, why is it that at this point we are still fucking paying people hourly?
Dude, how's this? I visit a large one of our large sites once every 2 weeks, and there's 2 of us there for 7 hours. And my company charges us out at $90 an hour, right? It is actually more cost effective for this body corporate to hire one full-time gardener 5 days a week than is to pay my company to come once every fortnight. But for whatever reason, this is the decision they've taken. It makes no sense. That's just on the time basis as well.
It's fucking perverse incentives, man.
How crazy is that?
Like we have an economy that for some reason
why wouldn't you hire a full-time gardener when you
dude the economy does understand incentives and perverse incentives. This is not a new concept. This is this concept has existed for like probably more than 100 years. And yet our economy still like doesn't give a shit about perverse incentives. It's fucking nuts to me why it is that we're still doing things
it's because
how
like,
we did them back in 1880.
All right, think about it like this. It's the same as like the corporate office thing, right? So you remember back during COVID and everybody was like, you know, working from fucking home and all that bullshit. And then COVID ended and like they were like, all right, now it's time to come back to the offices. And everybody's like, why?
No, why?
Right?
Yeah, fuck that.
Why are we doing this, right? And like the reason they gave was basically, oh well, you know, like you're not being mentored properly, you're not building proper teams and structures, and like you need motherfuckers here, whatever it is. But the truth is that they just had a lot of corporate fucking office space that they fucking are paying for. They don't want it to sit empty.
Yeah, man. Like the best arrangement, like for office people, because they can do it, man. Like you don't have to go in on the Monday. You work from home. You go in on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you don't have to go in on the Friday. You know, like. Whatever. Like I was getting to that before. Like, why am I doing 4 days of work in 5 days? Stop wasting my time. Why am I doing 35 hours a week? That's like I could do that in 3 days. Like, well, if I
it doesn't make any fucking sense, right? None of
the
this
time
makes
thing's
any
dumb.
sense.
No, what we have, honestly, and this is the best way I can describe it. We have an appearance-based economy. It appears as though people are productive if you put them into a workplace and make them sit in a cubicle for 40 hours a week. It appears as though they're being productive. Who cares about productivity, right? Productivity is a side thing, but the appearance of productivity, well, maybe that makes investors want to invest in you. I don't fucking know, but it seems as though we're moving into an appearance-based economy.
No, we've already been there. We've been there forever.
Yeah, it's already there.
We've been there for a while.
That's what productivity is measuring.
Appearance. But it's fucked. It doesn't make like
because they're like, essentially productivity is like it's a whole bunch of things. But if the numbers go up relative to what they were,
They haven't been. They have not been going up.
It's dude, everything is mismanaged as fuck. You have a litany, you have an entire fucking landscape of perverse incentives.
Tom, they are going up. Inflation, like the actual number, number itself has gone up. That's what people care about.
Your productivity has not gone up.
How's here?
No.
Well, productivity through automation has gone
up.
No.
Productivity has not been going up for like the past like 5 or 6 years. It's been going down.
Good.
Right. I mean, because like our incentives and our structures are fucking
If
dumb.
productivity goes up and hourly wages don't, then surely if productivity goes down, wages go up.
No. They'll just hire more people.
They'll just outsource it to India more. That'll surely fix things.
Yeah. It's like, the dude literally the guy who like looks after your insurance just scammed your mum.
Yeah.
On his other job.
Yeah.
Because they're hiring the people and they have all access to all people's phone numbers, names, addresses. Bro, I think
yeah, like the whole system doesn't make any fucking sense.
No one would ever trust me to be a manager of anything.
I'm gonna do it
because I'm disagreeable. I'm not a team player, and I'm a drunk. Yeah, so no one would ever want to make me a manager. But I swear to God, if someone did make me a manager, I would manage the shit out of that stuff because I would go, well, here are the incentives. Let's actually try to engage, the employees actually, make this like a worthwhile thing, fucking attach them, to the shit that they're producing, shit like that. I think that I could manage a very good team. And by the way, I have been in some limited managerial positions before, and I've done a very good job. But people don't like me. So I mean,
I've been in heavy managerial positions. Like my workers always loved the shit out of me, you know what I mean? But like other managers fucking hated my guts, right? Like I remember when I worked for Samsung, like they used to call me Tommy Tough Nuts, right? Because like I'd walk around in a muscle shirt all day long. You know what I mean? Just whatever. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I would hate you too for that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like because like I literally like it's just whatever the fuck I want to do, we do. You know what I mean? And then like I was like, listen, don't clock out for fucking lunch, or don't clock out for fucking lunch. We're just gonna clock out a half hour early. You know what I mean? To get the fuck out of here, bro. Like we'll take lunch, or just don't clock.
Yeah, that's what I do, bro. I never take lunch.
Yeah,
technically I'm supposed to get an extra $50 for that, but like who gives a fuck?
It's fucking dumb.
If I have to drive like 30 minutes between sites, that's a lunch break right there.
Like that's another one. Like why am I losing money for fucking taking lunch?
Yeah, dude. I like exactly. What the fuck do you mean I'm not getting paid at like I'm here? Yeah, I agree, bro. That's fucking bullshit. That's why I don't
it's
take
literally
lunch.
like they're like, why? Like, I was like, I had asked them why. I said, because the government says you have to take a lunch, so we have to take you off the clock
after 5 hours. Yeah, no more than 5 hours or whatever here.
Right?
But you don't get paid for it. It's your time at the company.
Why am I extending why do I have to extend my slavery here for a half hour a day? Like, you know what I mean? Like real shit. I could just be napping at home. Why do I have to nap here? You know what I mean?
Dude, but that's okay. But this is like all of that is basically that's making a business into a little fucking psychopath who is just exploiting everyone for every single nickel and dime. And I believe this, and maybe
you pay yourself with smoke breaks, mate. I do it all the time.
Well, I mean, true, yeah. Like smoke breaks are the best.
Always shit.
I always take my
smoke.
Shit
I never take breaks.
Always shit at work.
Always shit at work.
Yeah, 100%.
Always have IBS at work,
dude. Always shit at work. I agree with that. That's 100%. But like, here's the thing: if a company, and I've experienced this, not that often, but I've experienced this. If I'm working for a place, be it a government lab or a company or whatever the fuck, if they treat me like a human and they're like they're not like fucking psychopathic about shit and be like, oh you were 2 minutes late, we're docking your pay, like bullshit like that. If they actually just behave like regular humans and they're not assholes, then I'm more willing to give them better work, right? Like I don't understand why it is that like companies feel as though they have to treat everybody like shit in order to get the best work out of them. You don't get the best work out of people by treating them like cattle. I mean, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it works for some people, but it doesn't fucking work on me. I hate that shit.
Listen, no. So General, here's the thing. It does not work on everybody. It doesn't work on anybody at all, right? Like what you do is, okay, And this is important to understand. Like, there's a big difference between like a good manager and a bad manager, and most like bad managers are either trained this way, right, or like they end up like fucking coming out of the military, right? Because like military guys are the worst managers, like 100% of the time, right? And basically, like what you do is you just go, hey, look, I hired you because you're competent. I'm going to trust you to get the job. And that's what you do, right?
And leave them alone. Leave them alone.
No, that's kind of what I get at work a little bit.
Literally, just say, I want this shit done by the end of the week. Leave the fucker alone. Say, get this done by the end of the week. If you don't get it done by the end of the week, you're in trouble. But just get it done by the end of the week. Otherwise, your time is on you. If you get it done, if you get it done in 2 days, then you can go home. You have
that is my phrase of the last couple months is explaining shit to people, and I just say before they say anything, I don't care how you get it done, figure it out.
Yeah, see that works. That's a
just don't chop your hands off. Figure it out.
No, listen, no. Yo,
that's
you train
them.
Unfortunately, you train them properly.
That's a masculine.
I've trained them. No, I trained them. But it's like I'm only going to repeat myself so many times.
But that's a way that you manage people. But that's a masculine way of managing things. You say, hey, this shit is on you. You have your own task to complete it, and we're good. But we don't have that anymore because we brought so many women into middle management that they feel as though it's like, okay, well, you completed the task, but now I need to come up.
General, I have to counter that. I have to counter that really quickly.
This is my experience.
No.
The saving grace at my company is being able to call either Amanda or Laura at the fucking office and just have a normal cunt to talk to. There isn't some testosterone-fueled fucking coke dude who's trying to catch up on the rest of his life because he's in the last half of his 30s. You know what I mean?
Right,
I like Laura. She's like my mom.
Listen, all right. So here's the thing, General, right? It's so the problem is, number one, is that like we've stood here and created every job to the point where like everybody can just be automatons and switch the fuck out. Right. And we expect it to be this way. So like literally when they hire people, what they'll do is they'll hire people who are completely incompetent. Right. And then they'll try to like make the job as easy as fucking possible. Right. And like, so you'll still have people who can't fucking do basic ass shit. And so like they have all these people who require massive amounts of fucking management. Like I'll be real. Like when in Christian's time when I was at the Samsung, we used to have to like we had extra water, so we'd end up having, you know what I mean, like extra workers come in. And I swear to God, I had a worker, this dude, his entire job, this is it, his whole job was to write A or B or C or D or F on something, right? And that's it. And then put it on, it was on a paper, and then scotch tape it to the thing, right? And I tell him what to write, and he couldn't get it.
Well, okay, what that seems like to me is it's the same issue with the educational system. The entire economy is bending over to appeal to the lowest common denominator while fucking over anyone who isn't the lowest common denominator, because now we all have to be at the same level.
Yeah, how many times I have to say to my boss, stop hiring 18-year-olds, bro? Like they haven't had their first car accident yet. They're gonna fuck something up.
So I got a question here. So how exactly do you incentivize people to go above and beyond and to like innovate?
You pay them based off of what they have done. The hours worked.
Yes. And that way, if they find a better way to do something, you know,
there's like profit
they're
sharing.
making money in a better way, right? They're making money faster or like, you know, I mean, easier.
You're talking about like developing some kind of meritocracy.
No. It's not even that, right?
It would kind of be a meritocracy.
All right, let's say the job's worth like $5,000. Instead of you getting your $200 for your hourly rate, you get a percentage, like a commission of the fucking job's total value. Like that on top of whatever your retainer rate is for the day. That fucking incentivizes you to get that shit done before schedule, under budget, on time.
Let's say like you're making 10%.
How do you quantify that in industries where like...
Oh, I got it. Like,
wait a minute, General.
Okay, so
wait,
you could...
General, let him finish up.
Sorry.
General.
Go ahead.
General, how do you incentivize this inside industries where you got motherfuckers that are trying to make buffer solutions? You know?
Okay, so actually it's quite simple, right? In actually multiple companies that I worked for previously, you could pay me by number of assays completed. Oh, this assay worked out, give me money. You could even apply this to fucking cashiers. You could even apply, you could even, because like, okay, theoretically, right, like some of these assays that I worked on, it was like $10,000 per assay ran, because the pharmaceutical industry is nuts. So like, here's the thing, right? If you give me an extra $100 if the assay works, I'm gonna try harder. And the assay is $10,000 per run. Like, the company could afford an extra $100, and they would probably make more money by giving me $100 if the fucking assay works. And then if I fuck up the assay, then I don't get the $100. I am now more incentivized. The company will have better results, and they'll probably make more money. And like, dude, $100 out of a $10,000 assay is fucking nothing. What is that? 1%? That's nothing. Pay your fucking employees for doing a good job. Like, it's simple. Dude, if you work at a grocery store, you know what? You should get $1 for every fucking person that checks out through you. Like, even when it comes to fucking cashiers at the grocery store, just or maybe $1 is too much. I don't know if that makes sense, but give them some fucking incentive to do a good job.
But the way I see that is that like systems like this are already in place, because you got people who actually care about their jobs. They're going to do a good job. And then ideally, if they have a good manager, that manager will recognize them and give them opportunities for advancements. So, I mean, like,
but that doesn't actually exist.
No, listen,
That's
wait a
what
minute,
we're
wait a minute,
told.
General, wait a minute,
General. That doesn't actually exist.
wait a minute. Here's the thing. All right, so why would you remove somebody from who's good at what they do and put them on something else?
Because they're not utilizing their potential.
Again, they're already good at what they do. They're making you money.
Yes,
why would you change that?
That's true. So they're familiar with the area. So say, for example, you're a middle manager. You could go for promotion yourself and then hire this person to fill your spot because they're familiar with the work that's being done.
So they used to have a term for this. It's called the Peter principle, right? They used to do this, right? And they stopped doing this because what ends up happening is you keep promoting people, and people get promoted to the point of where they're no longer competent. Right. So, and once somebody finds something that they're good at, you don't promote them out of that because you want them to keep doing that.
You know, actually, I have a great story about this. So back at a previous company that I worked at, the management was really shit, right? Like, basically, the issue was management. I think that they might have gone under at this point, again, due to poor management. But there was this. We had like an all hands, on board, whatever the fuck it is, company meeting, and they were like, hey, we're having issues like delivering to clients. Like all these clients are asking for these assays to be finished, and we're having issues like actually delivering on time. So like, what is the issue? And all of the workers instantly knew management is the issue because they can't manage worse shit. You're literally having employees hop around from one assay to another, to another, to another. Like there were employees that were handling 15 different assays every month, which is insane because each assay is different. These are really complicated things to learn and remember, and you can't expect someone to just do 15 different assays on 15 different drugs, fucking every month. That's nuts. But that's what management did because they were really bad at managing scheduling. Because fuck management. And so they had an all hands on board meeting, and they were like, hey guys, we need to come up with what the issue is, and we want to hear from everyone in the company. What is the issue? Like, what are some solutions to this problem so that we can make this company more money? And I submitted my shit. I went, hey, management sucks. And some of my other fellow coworkers that I was kind of close with, they also submitted like, hey, management kind of sucks. But then there's this one blonde chick who was like okay at her job. She did sample management, which is like the dumbest form of any sort of like scientific rigor at the company. But what she did was she said, hey, I think that the workers are the problem. It's not management, it's the workers. And you know what happened? She got instantly promoted to management. Her ability to throw her fellow worker under the bus and say, no, it's definitely the worker's fault, that got her basically insta promoted to management, which I thought was so smart. I was kicking myself. I was like, why didn't I just throw my fellow man under the bus? I could have been management. Fuck. But I mean,
nigga, guys aren't made for like positions for bitches in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a bitch's job to take, not yours.
Well,
Yeah,
I
like,
think she just
yeah,
played
listen,
the game
you
better
can't
than
like
me.
so general unless you can go operator error repeatedly. You should never like try to be a manager.
Yeah.
I think I would be a great manager.
Damn,
You have
y'all
to listen,
niggas.
practice the words. It was operator error, right? And just no matter what happens, it's always operator error.
I will keep
I
that in
got that.
mind. That is actually
Boy,
true.
boy, food
That is
on
actually
deck,
true.
nigga. Stop
It's
playing.
always
I'm
operator
outside
error.
of
I
In
know
and
that.
Out burger with this shit. Yeah, nigga.
But anyway,
I know
yeah.
y'all niggas mad. Y'all
Like,
don't
so
got
okay,
this. on the
Amir,
East
what
Coast.
like yo? So what question did you have? You said like what industries as far as stuff concerned? Like how do you pay people?
Yeah, man. So basically, like the system that you guys are talking about, I just don't see how it would incentivize people to go above and beyond what they actually need.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So what I mean by that is that somebody who's actually good at their job, they're not just more or less dog fucking around, and they actually do what they're supposed to do. Their merit will get recognized.
No, it
ideally.
won't.
I don't
You
know,
work
man.
yet?
I
Wait, do
mean,
you have a
like,
job yet?
have,
Or are you still in school?
I have to agree. No, I have to disagree with you.
Wait,
of
are
course I
you
have a
still in
job.
school or do you have a job yet?
No, man. No, I'm married. Like I own my own home. I mean, like I work for the government.
Oh,
And,
you work for the government. Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, so like in the
Yeah.
private sector.
Get it?
Like, in the private
Yeah.
sector,
Sorry.
right? What ends up happening is all right, so when you're really good at what you do, right? They just leave you be because like you're basically not a broken robot, right? You know what I mean? And like they want you to keep doing what you're doing, and like you don't really get recognized for it, right? What they'll do is they'll give you, you know what I mean, like a 45 cents an hour raise once a year, and that's how the fuck they do it, right? And what we're talking about is so instead of say I don't know, like you get a 45 cents an hour raise. If you want to do more work, if you're like more competent at your job, right? Say like, okay, you're working in an office and you file paperwork, right? And like you have to file, I don't know, like fucking 400 pieces of paper a day on average, right? That's what like the average is across the company. If you're good at your job, you can do all 400 of those in like 3 hours. You can have the rest of your day to fuck off and you get paid for the whole day.
No, yes, correct. So what I mean by that, I mean like just using myself as an example here, right? I mean like very early on, and I still do this. I would show up early. I would usually be the last one to leave, and I put in the hours. And whenever there was training opportunities or opportunities to get courses inside my area, I would take those opportunities, right? And then as a result of putting myself out there, I actually ended up getting them. And I had colleagues that never put themselves out there. They never stayed back and did the work. And all they did was complain about opportunities that they weren't getting because they never actually fucking put themselves out there.
Yeah, again. So like the thing is
on
like,
them.
all right.
It's
So
on
here's
them because they're not willing to put in the work.
This is important, right? This is an important part of this, right? So like basically, if you're shitty at your job, right, and you're below average, where it takes you, 10 or 11 hours to do those 400 pieces of paper, now you're working for less money.
Well, yeah, of course, that is the whole point. But I mean, you
get good at things and you try hard, so you don't have to spend 10 hours to make the same money that somebody else makes in 3.
You're right. But now I'm inside a position where I'm not working as much, and I'm making more than my colleagues, who have, in some cases, way more seniority than I do.
Okay, and
good for you.
I mean,
That's
the whole premise is that you basically work for what you own, and if you have a system, if you have a system where people are getting paid on a per basis, at that point, I don't understand how that incentivizes them to go above and beyond what they actually need.
I mean, again, because like you were actually going to spend less time there.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You understand that, like, for most of us, work is prison.
Let's say that I was getting paid $30 an hour, right? Being a science person, and I work there for 8 hours, so 8 times 3, that's $240 a day. Let's say I'm getting that.
Before tax.
So what you do, I mean, yeah, before tax, of course, but what you do is instead of paying me $240 per day to just exist and waste time, give me $240 based off of I completed the assay. I finished the assay. The assay's done. It works. I tested this. Just give me $240 for completing the assay. It's like a tiny little contract. And then once that contract is completed, I fuck off. And I'm more likely to want to work for that company in the future and do a good job and make shit more efficient and do shit. Like maybe I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I understand what you're referring. You're referring to the capital of people's time.
Yes.
Right.
At the moment, they're using it against us when it should be our asset.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
This is the problem with the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, this makes more. And then if you marry this, and here's like, if you marry this to a sales tax system rather than having like a wage tax system, now all of a sudden, right? Not only are you like, you can do like that job, right, for $240 a day. You can also go elsewhere and go make like another 200, right?
Yep.
And like still,
you're right.
And still be at.
This is the difference between me when I do my own work, my personal work. This is the difference between me billing for time or itemizing. Like each hedge is $50 to $100 depending on size, right? Then I can get that shit done in 2 hours and make $400, or I could charge 2 hours of my time and get $100, or maybe like $150.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense to itemize.
This sounds like the ideal of Marxist communism.
This is not communism. This is basically.
It sounds like it.
No,
sounds like it.
No, it's actually it's contracts is what's being put forward. It's contracts within the labor system as opposed to paying by hour. You pay by thing completed.
It is essentially the value. Hold up. No, it does. It's essentially the labor theory of value, but the state isn't controlling it, which is the problem, right? It's the individual's communism, if you like.
Yeah. So I mean,
essentially, capitalists, like bosses, are just exploiting your labor, that is what is happening.
No, they're not even exploiting. It's as
they
I said
are
before,
by hourly.
As I said before, we have an industrial scale waste of time,
which is exploitation.
It's not even exploitation. If
it is.
No, if it was exploitation,
someone wasting your time.
Dude, someone would
if
be
I waste your time,
from you just hanging out in the office. It's an industrial scale waste of time for literally
wasting someone's fucking life is the biggest moral fucking crime on this planet.
But no one
and that is what they are
this
doing.
Exploitation. No one benefits.
They are wasting people's life, General.
No, it's just stupidity.
They are wasting people's fucking life. Every second I listen to you repeat yourself, I'm closer to death, cunt. I swear to God.
Dude. How? No, if it was exploitation, someone would be benefiting from it. They're basically wasting people's time for no benefit.
The boss gets to do
No. There is a benefit.
They don't understand incentive structures because they're fucking dumb.
There is a benefit because what happens is, because your ass is sitting over there, you're not going to be doing assays on your own. You're not going to be able to buy your own equipment and have your own time to set up your own fucking shop to do assays on your own. You can't compete against it because
that's fair. That is actually fair. That's fair. That is fair. Maybe in that way it is.
You get their work van and their tools, and you use their tools.
That's exactly it, man. And you can't compete against them, right? I mean,
it's easy. Are you serious? No, this is how it works over here. People walk up to you and they're like, how much does your company charge? I'm like, oh, $90 an hour per person. And they're like, how much do you charge? I'm like, $50 an hour cash. Boom, you're in. and it's an extra $100 for me to bring the trailer.
Boom. Yeah.
Like
Boom.
it doesn't. This
Yeah.
is the problem, right? Is I don't have to sell myself in the industry I'm in because the fucking business structure of my company is shit. They charge on time. It's too expensive. You get weird Muppets that come to your house.
Muppets.
Yeah. Some of the people I work with, bro, it's like,
but that is every industry at this point. Is literally
Yeah.
like nobody's fucking competent at anything because they don't want you to be competent,
correct.
No, they don't.
right? Like every
Because then they keep
industry
you as
now,
labor.
they just like they literally just want a warm body, right? In the end of the day, and they want they really what they want is a fucking robot, right? And like they don't care. Like I'll give you a good for instance. I used to go down to like Coors in fucking Georgia, right? Like Athens, I think was the name of the place. It's like a completely automated place, right? And what happens is they have these big robots that look like those fat creatures from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, fucking bureaucrats. And like they move at like like a mile an hour or whatever it is, like stupid slow. But the thing is though, is that they're consistent. They just keep running, and they have one guy in the middle of the whole thing that signs paperwork, whatever it is, and that's it. And literally, they just load trucks and unload trucks all fucking day long. 2 skids at a fucking time, just all day. That's all it does. Just keeps working. That's what they want from you. They don't care if you're good at your job. They don't give a fuck if you're competent. Be a fact, if you're too fucking good at your job, they'll get rid of you because of the fact that like everybody will cause problems with everybody the fuck else.
I think this is true. Actually, I've experienced this.
Yeah. And like literally, like this is the thing. And so like imagine though, like if say, you work at UPS, right? And UPS is probably one of the worst offenders of this. Like, and you load trucks for a living, and you're making like $13.25 an hour, right?
Mhm.
And like so, you go there for a 4-hour shift, and they expect you, to unload a certain number, right? If you do it faster, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't get any more money. If you do it slower, you don't get any more fucking money. Same amount of money, fucking no matter what the fuck you do, right? Because
Here
all
we
you're
go.
doing
So-
is moving pieces.
On Saturday, I've got 4 jobs of my own personal jobs. And they're like, it's a total of like 5 hours on site, 6 hours max. I'm getting more than my entire take-home pay from my normal day job from fucking half a day of work than I am from the entire week.
Yeah.
At this point, at the end of the year, I'm going to have so much I'm going to have like 8 weeks of leave banked up, bro. I'm going to put in my fucking notice of leaving. That shit gets paid out. Like, it's ridiculous. It depends on the industry, but this is insane. Like, I get $32 an hour at my work. And then on my own private jobs, like if it's through the insurance scheme here for people, I'm doing home service stuff. It's
Right.
$53.09 an hour, plus the fee for having the trailer and just like general amenities like herbicides and things on top of that. Like, dude, why one would work for, in certain industries, why one would work for an employer is beyond me. I'm only doing it just because it's security at this stage while I'm transitioning and essentially just going to like do my own thing, bro. Because like that's at the end of the day, the loyalty lies to myself and myself only and my family. That's it.
Like I've gotten to the point literally where like
That's
I've
the
been
incentive
I've
right
been
there,
working
bro.
for this company for 3 years, and I don't know the name of my boss or the other people.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to know. I don't care.
Tom, my company's staff party, or like the Christmas breakup.
Yeah.
They elected to do it on a Saturday. On like the second last Saturday and then there was like one more week of work. And I'm like, a bunch of people are like, dude, why didn't you come? And it's like, I have a million other better things to do instead of go to the fucking warehouse and stand around and listen to you cunts talk. Are you fucking serious?
Well, like here's my thing. My
On a
boss is like-
Saturday, I'd rather play with myself. I'd rather have bad shit. You know,
my boss is like, come to the fucking Christmas party. It's at like they do it at the Marriott.
are you paying me?
Right? They're not paying me. But the thing is, like, oh man, there's women there, and da da da. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go somewhere where like I'm
Yeah,
gonna go.
Tom
fuck
needs
bitches
more
and
women.
work.
This will help everything.
Yeah, like what you want me to like fuck the office bitches? Like, what do you what? Why?
No,
Sounds terrible.
do not do that.
I
It's
know.
not good. Do not sleep with people at work.
Yeah, I know. Shitting where you eat's the worst thing you can do. And like these, like they act like these are like good activities to do.
Mingle with the insane mid-40s office chicks. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have fun, but nah, bro.
It sounds terrible.
I mean, I'm 30. I might entertain it, but
No, like listen, I'm 40 years old. Right? Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't need that drama in my fucking life. I don't need it. I mean, at the end of the day.
yeah, no one does.
And I don't want to hang out with the other drivers, right? I don't like any of the other drivers. I don't care about their names. I don't give a fuck about any of them. I want to come and I want to make my money and I want to go the fuck home.
Isn't there one that you're like, oh, that one's the best out of the shit?
No, I don't even know who the fuck they are. Literally. I don't know any of them. Like, I used to work at a different job, right? And like, I went in the office one day and they're like, oh, hey, Tom, come meet these new employees. And there was like 4 of them that had been added over the 6 months and I hadn't been in this fucking office. And they're like, this is Tom. He doesn't come in much. That's how I do. I don't like commingling with like other employees.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of your company culture. I'm here to make money. That's it.
Yeah,
Who give a
I'm like
fuck?
that too, to be honest. I have
You know
a
what I
quick
mean?
beer and go. Every time the boss asks me what I'm doing on the weekend, I say nothing, bro.
They don't even
So
ask me
good.
that. They don't even ask me that.
He just asked me this because it's like an appearance thing, right?
Mhm.
Like that's the thing. It's so fake. It's fake and gay. That's what it is. Like it's just shit. Like I really want to say it, but I can't because it's rude. But it's just like stop fucking wasting your oxygen and stop wasting my time, cunt. Like honestly, it's like 30 seconds on Friday, like or 30 seconds to 5 minutes of me having to listen to you because it's rude to walk off on the boss. Like that adds up over the whole fucking year, bro. Stop it, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not interested in like I'm not here to make friends, dog. I'm not.
Why? When did it become a thing where it's like, oh, it's impolite it's impolite for me or yourself not to have fucking time for people? Like you got other shit.
Like, I'm here to make money. Like, do you understand that? Like, and this has literally always been my attitude is that I wouldn't talk to the rest of these fucking people if like in real life, if my head was on fire and they held a monopoly on water. Right? And that is always my attitude. Like, yo, like, listen, this is like meeting an American overseas. Like, bro, like, oh, look, we're both Americans. If we were in America, I would never talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I work side by side with someone in occasionally chops and changes, so I have to be able to get along with them, right? There's a degree of like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, right? Like that's the deal. You know, if I walk around the corner and you're on your phone checking TikTok, I'm not going to tell anyone shit, and I expect the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about like teamwork?
Yeah,
Teamwork environment.
yeah, that's
What
right,
about
man.
Teamwork environment.
I'm like, as long as you get shit done when I'm like, just get the shit done.
Again, like the whole teamwork environment thing, like literally, again, I used to work in steel mills, like next to guys all day long. And we had to get projects done. You think I ever went and hung out with them outside of work? Ever?
No,
5
not in a
years I
factory
was there.
setting.
Never.
I'm a gardener, so it's like, oi, come
Well,
over, we'll like smoke some weed after
Pnoid.
work.
Pnoid, it sounds like you weren't being a team player.
No.
Yeah,
literally,
man.
like here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you like this, and this is not me like fucking bragging or actually none of this shit, right? Literally, like I was the only fucking person in that entire fucking plant after they got rid of all the old guys that knew how to like do like changeovers from different wall sizes and shit, right? Like I was the only motherfucker left who knew how to do all these fucking things. I was of the utmost importance there. Not once did I go out with anybody from that fucking job. Not once did I hang out with people. Not once did I like fucking spend no time with them. I didn't know nobody's fucking wife. I didn't know nobody's fucking kids. I don't care. I don't want to fucking talk to y'all. I'm here to make money. That's what I'm here. I'm here for money. That's it. And if I didn't have to make money, I wouldn't fucking be here. Would any of you be at work every day if you didn't need the fucking money?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, of course, no,
Fuck them.
nobody.
This is the fucking point. Like, why do we?
Yeah,
why
but
are
not-
we
but not-
treating
but
this
not-
as
but
if like it's a
not
fucking
because-
major life event about what the fuck we're doing every day when we're fucking at these fucking places? It's dumb, right? It's just like, oh, what are you gonna do to incentivize people to do better? I don't fucking really care, to be honest with you. Number one, but number two, reality is like I'm giving you more money because that's the reason why you're fucking here.
Yeah.
Like you.
I love how bosses are
Yeah,
like, man,
yeah.
I want people who don't just treat this like a job. It's like, mate, what the fuck?
Dude, it's a job.
So, but Pnoid. I mean, like, if you didn't have to go to work, what the fuck would you do?
I'd spend time with my kids and go fishing.
Tom Lamistan would be an actual thing, right?
Yeah,
than just a
100%.
non-paper
Dude, like
concept.
legitimately, I would have like my own mountain, and I would like fucking run a community, and I'd go fishing every day and spend time with my children.
There would have been a schism in Tom Lamistan at least.
Yes, right. Like literally, I would be fucking thoroughly enjoying myself, fucking bitches, and like being with my kids and making more kids. Like I just enjoy my life.
Yo, Tom, I know that you know what I'm about to say, but like imagine, right? Imagine if we had our work tied to our community, right? So it's like I do work, I build a structure, I go fishing, I go hunt a deer, and it benefits my community, and then people genuinely appreciate me for the means of my labor, right? Like what my labor has produced actually benefits my community, and I can see a tangible benefit from that. How cool would that be? Doesn't that sound cool? Like that
Yeah.
would be awesome.
I
But
mean,
we don't
It's
have
like,
that. We're
but
not
what
allowed to
happens
have
is
nice things.
what happens is you fill a pothole out in front of your house, and then the local government fines you for conducting legal works.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you didn't ask permission to fill that pothole, sir. All right. And you are not certified to fill that pothole. We need to send people out who are certified who are going to charge us $200,000.
Man, the certified pothole fillers are potheads, sir.
No, but they're certified. They have the credentials. Okay.
They
They're
are
certified.
potheads.
But they're certified.
Those shovels are motherfucking like ASTI certified. All right. Like they have been tested to make sure that they're capable of filling in that
Made
pothole
in
with
China.
stones.
Wasn't there a story? There's like there was a guy, and like someone needed to make like a stairway somewhere, and the guy just like built the stairway. And it was perfectly fine stairway. And then and it cost him like $1,000 to make. And he was like, yo, I'm just gonna do this for my community. Fucking $1,000. Here's a stairway going down this hill. And then the government ripped it up and spent $100,000 building basically the same fucking stairway.
That's
Yo,
fantastic.
Brilliant
Even I
guns.
got an even better one. Okay, so
We call that generating work.
I have an even better one, right? So check this out. There's a guy who fucking came into the city and he said there's no low cost housing, so I'm gonna start like a rooming house, right? Where like all these people can come and live, you know what I mean? Like they can rent a room, right? And it'd be really cheap and easy, right? But like in the wintertime, a snowplow came by and it knocked the steps down, right? So he hired one of the guys in there and said, I'll give you like 2 months free rent if you rebuild these stairs. And so they did that, right? And so the city came by and said, oh no, you didn't pull a permit for that fucking stairway. So they knocked it down and then forced him to pull a permit and rebuild it again with a certified fucking carpenter from like the fucking area, right? Who was certified in carpentry, right? At like 4 or 5 times the fucking cost. And then the guy just sold the building and fucking left. I can't fucking retarded. And then they tore down the house.
Ah, God, the government is always so brilliant. So smart.
There's a lot of defective home builds here. Like, it's really bad, man. A lot of it really just torn down. But
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I've never lived in a house that had proper electricity. Right? Like every house I've ever lived in
I'm
my
talking
whole life,
brand new builds with like major building defects.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
water
yeah,
will
yeah,
ingress
because they're
into the
hiring
house.
Mexicans
It's
to
2
do
years
it.
old. You got mold in the floor, man.
Yeah, the Mexicans are doing it. That's why.
That's why
Because they're
a lot of
hiring
Chinese
immigrants to
builders
do all
here.
this fucking work rather
But
than like
the
actual people.
massive issue here is that the building inspector will like sign off on that being valid, and it's like you walk in there, it's like, dude, it's not.
It's all insurance. It's all
But
insurance.
yeah.
I mean,
There's
like
so many
here-
issues, man.
Right. So here, what happens is so like all of the things that are being built now. Like the reason why they want these immigrants is because they want to build things. And in order to build things, you need immigrant labor because you can't afford to pay like Americans. Because you have priced all of them out of the market, right? Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like it's so bad. Like if you want somebody to come and like put cabinets in your house, you have to schedule it out like a year and a half in advance. Like shit is bad. That's why the trades are like so valuable. But it's not going to be for too long. So don't worry, man. Let's bring in Chinese people. I mean, they'll build it and then like fucking catch it on fire and explode the whole fucking neighborhood.
Well, if we can import enough of the third world,
Yes.
I'm
Dude,
sure that
General-
all of our things will get better. That's how
General,
that
we
works.
can unite the bloodlines with our hybrid Asian children.
I mean, I feel like you can't, right?
No, like I'll be like, daughter, you have been assigned marriage to one of my Discord friends' sons.
No, but see, here's the issue, right? I'm full Chinese, so I'm pure Asian,
Yeah. And he's Mormon.
I'm
Mormon.
Yeah, I'm a full-blooded
A Chinese
Mormon.
Mormon.
Yeah, and a furry.
And a furry with special underwear. Greatest thing ever.
I love the Lord.
See, if you can get a girlfriend, then there's no